Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Good day, good morning, good afternoon. Hope you're doing fantastic. I hope you're having a fantastic week. A few days ago, I shared my thoughts about the big lessons to be learned, leadership lessons to be learned from Coach Prime. Coach Prime. Today, I want to flip it a little bit and talk about big business lessons that can be learned from Coach Prime. And I'm not going to go through the whole intro about who Coach Prime is. I did that last time, so you can check out that past episode. But just a quick, just to catch everybody up. If you don't know, if you're not familiar with Coach Prime, his real name is Deion Sanders. But Coach Prime is a two-sport legend. You know, he not only he played professional baseball, but he also played professional football, National Football League at the same time. At the same time. So, and he's the only player to have played both in a Super Bowl and a World Series. And by the way, those he played in two Super Bowls and was a winner on both of those Super Bowls, and he was inducted in the NFL Hall of Fame. Now, so as a player, he was called prime time because he was a show on himself by himself. He was a spectacle to watch. But as a coach, that when he transitioned into coaching, he became Coach Prime as a little bit of a rebranding. So from prime time as a player to Coach Prime as a coach, you know, he coached his sons. He's got three sons. Coached them in, you know, when they were in high school playing football, and then he then transitioned to college football, and he coached at Jackson State for 3 seasons. And this year, this is his first season as head coach at the University of Colorado Boulder. Now, if you don't know anything about Coach Prime, he's been in the news. He's dominating the news cycles when it comes to college football, not just Colorado football, but college football. And in a previous episode, I shared about the leadership side of that. And today, again, I want to talk about I call it the Coach Prime effect, because I want to just rattle off some numbers, and I have some notes in front of me. So if you see me kind of moving away from the camera, it's that I'm looking at some notes, because it's amazing what this guy has been able to accomplish in a very short period of time. So let me just share with you some of the numbers, right? Because I'm a number guy. You know, the Colorado Buffaloes merchandise. Let's talk about merchandise. It has anything that has to do with the Colorado Buffaloes has become the hottest thing in sports gear. And their sales have skyrocketed over 800% since last season. Not 8% or 80%, over 800%. And they played 4 games so far in the season. Shirts and hoodies with, you know, what they call prime quotes, you know, Coach Prime quotes like, "We're coming." That's one of the things that he says all the time. Hey, we're coming. That's part of his vision. He's always communicating, hey, we're coming. We're changing the game. We're changing college football. We're winning it all. You know, hoodies and shirts with that phrase, "we're coming," or "I ain't hard to find," like "come and get me, I ain't hard to find." Those things are hard to find, literally, because they're sold out everywhere. He's known for wearing shades, and primetime shades, you can't even buy them today. And I will talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes, because he has an agreement now with Blenders. Blenders is the company that manufactures the shades, the sunglasses that he wears. And they have an exclusive collaboration between Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes to be the exclusive vendor of these types of shades that he wears, that are branded as such, and that there's a little bit of a revenue share with not only with Coach Prime but also with the university. When it comes to ticket sales, you know, the average secondary market ticket price, you know, this is when basically scalping or resale market. This is when somebody buys a ticket and resells it in the market. They call that the average secondary market ticket price for Colorado home games. You know what the average is? Is today $517 per ticket. Last year, it was $50. So that's 10x increase. And by the way, every week that price goes up. Colorado University sells out the entire season. Season tickets that were sold out for the first time in 27 years. That's the Coach Prime effect. And by the way, when Colorado University wanted to hire Coach Prime, they gave him a $29.5 million contract at a time that didn't have the money. They didn't know where it was coming from, but they knew that this was the right investment to make. So they committed to that contract. The university committed to a $29.5 million contract to get Coach Prime as their new head coach. And they just had certainty that the money will come to make good on that contract because they didn't have the money. But I will tell you that before the season started, the university had already raised $27 million worth of new money, new funds for the program in a matter of weeks. Again, this is before the first game was played. So these are the numbers that Coach Prime has generated to date, because this is going to continue throughout the rest of the season and beyond. Let's talk a little bit about this sunglasses deal, because it's fascinating. To me, it's fascinating. Again, these are business lessons that we can learn from Coach Prime. Sunglasses deal. He's known for wearing sunglasses. He's known for wearing hats all the time. And some people hate him for it. And in fact, he got a lot of hate from a particular coach from another school who said, hey, listen, I was raised right. I was raised to, take my hat off, take my sunglasses off when somebody's talking to me. So that created a lot of negative publicity, and a lot of people, hating on him, hating on Coach Prime for doing this. But I'll tell you, Coach Prime took those negative comments made by another team and turned it into millions of dollars like this in a matter of days. Because this is what happened. And I'm going to share some of the stats, because I have some clippings that just caught my eye. Sunglasses. There was already some talk about creating a line of sunglasses with this company Blenders, and he was already wearing Blender sunglasses, and there was already some demand for Blender sunglasses thanks to Dion wearing the sunglasses all the time, Coach Prime. But when this negative publicity or these negative comments came about, Blenders jumped into action and said, listen, we were already talking about this, about creating a line just for Coach Prime and Colorado University. Crap, let's just do that now. So they went into action and designed this particular model of sunglasses in an affiliation with Colorado University and Coach Prime. And in a matter of days, Blender sold over $4.5 million worth of new pre-orders for these sunglasses, for these shades. Basically, between over 70,000 people said, I want those sunglasses right now, and I'm willing to pay for them right now, and expect delivery in months, because it's going to take a couple of months to get those orders filled. The CEO of Blenders Eyewear, he said, we found our Jordan. We found our Michael Jordan. And that's what's really happening to this company and to the program and to the Coach Prime brand. The sunglasses are reasonably priced. They're priced at $77. And the reason they picked that amount, that price, is to honor the year that Sanders, Coach Prime was born. He was born in 1967. These sunglasses just went viral after comments by Colorado State football coach Jay Norvell made before their game. When University of Colorado, which is where Coach Prime coaches, was playing Colorado State at home, That's when the negative comments came about. And man, since then, it has been unbelievable the amount of sales that have come in, pre-sales for these sunglasses. So basically, Coach Prime effectively took negative comments from another team and turned it into money like this: money in his pocket, money in Blender's pocket, money into the University of Colorado coffer. So that's pretty amazing, and that number continues to increase every single day. That's the sunglasses deal. But beyond that, when you talk about the real money in sports is TV rights, right? TV rights and merchandise. And that game, the Colorado State game that I was just referencing, was the most streamed regular season college football game of all time for ESPN. These are really two no-name teams last year. Today, they're no longer no-name, thanks to Coach Prime. But that game, which last year would have been meaningless, this year had 9.3 million watchers or streams on this. It's amazing. It's the all-time highest, most streamed regular season game for ESPN. That's crazy. Remember, Colorado or University of Colorado was 1-11 last season. Today, so far, they're 3-1. But last year, it was 1-11, and nobody mentioned Colorado last year. Now they're 3-1, and they are the talk of college football. There's some people who cheer them, some people who boo them. Regardless, they are the talk of college football. So you got to love it. And everyone knows college football today because of Coach Prime. And, he came in to rebuild the program, and they're ahead of schedule in doing that. So these are the things this is the business side of sports. Ticket sales through the roof, merchandise through the roof, Blender sunglasses through the roof, streaming through the roof. Let me share some of the other numbers that I came across. And I said this, I think I said this before, for the first time ever, the Colorado Buffaloes have sold out every home game. They're sold out every home game. Call that the Prime effect. Prime time and Coach Prime. All tickets sold out. All season tickets sold out. Secondary market, the price for tickets is 10 times what it was just last season. And some people, some analysts are saying, look, what college football needs right now is Deion Sanders and his entire team. This is a spark and the character that college football fans need. And I couldn't agree more. I talked to so many people recently that they never watched college football, or they used to watch and they dropped off, and now they're watching college football because of Coach Prime. Here's another interesting stat. From September 1st to September 22nd, Deion Sanders has generated $45.7 million in earned media for Colorado. Do you think that $29 million investment has paid off? It's already paid off. $45.7 million in earned media. This is exposure that the university or the program, they didn't have to pay for. That's unbelievable. Televisions across the country are tuning in to watch University of Colorado play whoever. They just want to watch the Colorado Buffaloes. I talked about the sunglasses already. Over 70,000 pre-sold already. I talked about the $45.7 million in earned media. I saw a more recent stat that I think just speaks volume. It says, let me see what it says. Their media coverage. The University of Colorado's recent report found that media coverage during this football season alone, so it's more than It goes beyond the 21st of September. Just what's happened in this season alone, which is really 4 games, is worth over $90 million just in the first 4 games of a 5-year deal, because Coach Prime's contract is a 5-year deal for $29.5 million. So that's $90 million worth of earned media. And then when you factor in ticket sales, merchandise, sponsorships, enrollment boost, because now kids, students, they want to go to school at Colorado, University of Colorado, so they can be part of that environment, right? They want to be part of that story. So that $29.5 million contract seems like a bargain. And it really is, because he's just getting started. Some people say that it's that, hiring Coach Prime for $29.5 million is going to prove it's going to be worth more than $1 billion to the university before everything is said and done. And that's why they call it the Prime effect, the Coach Prime effect. What's Coach Prime worth to Colorado? Media covers worth over $90 million in marketing to date. Okay. Online team store sales revenue up 892%. Colorado Buffalo football accounts increased from 268,000 total social media followers to over 2 million. And this is 4 games into it. From 268,000 followers for Colorado University football social media accounts to over 2 million and growing daily. And this is another point of view that I tend to agree with, because they're saying, wow, this guy, Coach Prime, has done this much already on the business. This is business, right? I'm talking business. Forget it if you love him or hate him. Forget about it. If you like football or not like football, or you like Colorado, you don't like Colorado, it doesn't freaking matter at this point. Talk about the business side of this relationship. And some people say, listen, Coach Deion today, even though he's only like 7 months into his contract, deserves to have a new contract already. He deserves a 10-year, $166 million contract. And why? Why did I say things like this? Because right now he's got a 5-year deal, just under $30 million. But the school already earned an estimated $90 million in ad revenue in just 4 games. They're probably, as of today, is probably over $100 million. And you have to put this money in front of him, because right now, the same way that Coach Prime was a bargain for Colorado 7 months ago, he's bargain basement deal for any other team who wants to buy him out. Because a $30 million buyout is super cheap based on what he's been able to accomplish right now. So you got to put the right money in front of him and lock him down for 10 years, not 5 years, and give him the money that he commands, really, because he's delivering results. You gotta pay attention to that, because right now the buyout is too small, and any team who wants to make a play for him, they will gather the financial support from boosters, sponsors, friends of the university, to buy him out and bring him to the school, because of the Coach Prime effect. I mean, it's real. It's a little far-fetched that he will move, but I mean, from the business standpoint, it makes a lot of sense. So in addition to everything that I shared with you, again, this is the business side of Coach Prime. Deion Sanders has filed trademarks for several phrases that have become very popular in the last few weeks. Coach Prime, that's being trademarked. It's personal. He says that all the time, being trademarked. Daddy Buck, that's another one of his expressions. Prime effect, he's trademarking all of these, because that suggests that he's seeking to protect that intellectual property, because it's going to make millions of dollars when it comes to clothing, merchandising, brand, a production company, perhaps coaching services, all kinds of things that he can apply this IP, this intellectual property for. So he's super smart of thinking ahead and filing trademarks for all of these phrases that he's known for. So all this to say as I wrap up, Coach Prime is following what I believe are the 5 pillars of successful business. Number 1, he understands the money game. There's no doubt about it. He understands the money game. Number 2, he crafted a vision, a big, bold, audacious, exciting vision, and he clearly communicates this vision to everyone. Players, coaches, sponsors, university, fans, and haters. Okay. Not only does he communicate it, but he communicates it clearly, repeatedly. So that's number 2. Number 3, he's brilliant at marketing that vision, marketing the vision. Number 4, he has different ways to monetize that vision through sales, whether sunglasses, hats, shirts, merchandise, intellectual property, selling tickets, selling sponsorships, selling season tickets, you name it, and more to come. And at the same time that he's monetizing, he's scaling his vision and scaling the Coach Prime business for many years to come. So people who don't know him, they often misconstrue his demeanor. You know, they mistake arrogance with confidence. He's a confident guy who knows where he's going. He's a leader who knows the way and shows the way. You know, he knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. So a lot of people misconstrue that as being arrogant. I see it as being confident and being certain of where he's going. You know, throughout his history as a player, as a coach, you know, he's always been laser focused on winning and changing the game. And just look at what he's been able to do in the last 6-7 months. You know, basically, you know how he started? People forget this. But the team that he's fielding today, the football team, is not the same team that played last year. He came in to Colorado and he had meetings with his players. He said, a lot of you are not going to be here for game 1. A lot of you are not even going to make training camp or training camp. And the reality is that he got rid of 56 players. He got rid of 56 players and kept 10. He only has 10 players that played last year. And he picked up 56 players from the transfer portal. This is when college athletes can transfer to other schools. And these are players, good players, great players in many cases, that wanted to play for Coach Prime. That's leadership. And, you know, he's 3-1 in this early in the season. And the fact of the matter is, if he wins 5 or 6 more games, they'll be bowl eligible. So there's going to be more attention for the program, more attention for college football, and a lot of money for the university. You know, Colorado football seats that were costing $150 before and didn't sell those on average. Now you can't find tickets. You know, they're over $500 in the secondary market. They're sold out. There's not only have they sold out every home game, but they're selling out away games because people want to see Coach Prime. You know, even though they may not be rooting for him, they want to be in that environment. So these are some of the things that the business side of what he's doing. Again, love him or hate him, it doesn't matter. I'm just talking about the business side of his activities. You know, he's taking University of Colorado to another level, college football to another level, and bringing a lot of fans to college football. And, you know, one of the other metrics that a lot of people overlook sometimes that demonstrates that you're doing the right things in terms of marketing, monetization, and leadership is the amount of hate that this guy is getting. There's a lot of haters out there. There's a lot of hate being directed at Coach Prime. And like Grant Cardone says, you know, when it comes to marketing, first people are going to ignore you. Then they're going to ridicule you. Then they're going to hate you. And when you continue to win, they're going to praise you. So he's in that between being hated and being praised right now. And he's done it at a very, very rapid clip. To go from being ignored to being hated and potentially being praised by the millions, he's done it in a very short period of time. So you got to go through a lot of hate before you get into the praise of the masses. So here, as a wrap up, as you can tell, I freaking love this topic because it's current, it's exciting, sports. Boy, there's a lot of things that we can learn when it comes to the business side of this. So don't just watch him, learn from him, learn from what he's doing, and ask yourself, how can that work for me? How can that make me a better marketer? How can that activity or that initiative make my business better? Make me a better leader to lead my organization to the next level? How can that work for me? How can I apply that to my marketing activities, to my leadership development, and put it into practice? Plan to do it and review it. Plan to review. Plan to do something, execute right away, and then figure out what worked and didn't work so you can make adjustments. If you want to take a deep dive into proven marketing techniques that are working right now, I'm going to make an offer to you. I mean, we did a book marketing execution workshop earlier this year, and we have an official recording available right now of our marketing execution workshop. I'm going to put the details below. Click on the link below so you can get the details. I will tell you that we have an amazing deal exclusive to our listeners. Those are podcast listeners, people who listen to our shows and connect to us through social media. You can get the official recording of our business bootcamp at a ridiculous low price. Ridiculous. 80% off. 80% off. But you got to act quickly because this is not going to last forever. There's a discount code that I'm going to include in the comments as well. So hit the link, get the details, apply the code, and you'll get amazing content. I think it's right around 3 hours of executional or actionable content that you're going to get. So take advantage of that. I hope you got some value out of the show, out of this episode on the business side of Coach Prime, or business lessons that we can learn from Coach Prime. And until next time, have a great week, and we'll see you soon.